Hey everyone, Puzzle here. How are you doing? Today we're going to talk about secrets and Easter eggs in Resident Evil Requiem. The game is not out yet, but even now there are a lot of interesting things you might have missed. Let's start with the fact that during this whole year, the developers from Capcom were pretty open about Leon being in the game. Since last December, in every trailer we could see the stylish logo of the new game, but who would think that if you flip the game's title, you actually get the name of the second main character who was revealed in the latest trailer?
There's no escaping your destiny.
The logo literally says Leon. That's a cool little secret. By the way, the developers also mentioned that there is another character hinted at indirectly in the trailers. Looks like this is exactly what they meant. Another cool detail is that Leon enters Raccoon City in a brand new Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, which costs around $210,000. Obviously, Porsche paid Capcom a lot of money to put their car in the game, but let's be honest, the car looks amazing, and the new Leon sitting in it with an axe looks insanely stylish.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
And since we're talking about cars, there's a big chance the game will have an open world. There were rumors about this, and I talked about it in more detail in my previous video. You can check it out right here. But the car also has license plates, and those are an Easter egg too. Leon's plate is ND9642. What does ND mean? That's still a question. Write your ideas in the comments. Some people think it means not dead. The numbers are even more interesting. They refer to the Resident Evil games Leon appeared in, 9, 6, 4, and 2. Small detail, but really cool. In the trailer, we also hear a female voice giving Leon information. Some people think it's Ingrid Hunnigan, who first appeared in Resident Evil 4. She was Leon's main informant during the mission to save the president's daughter. In one frame, you can even see a woman's hair while she's looking at a map. That could be Ingrid helping Leon again. But some people online think the voice sounds younger and more like Ashley Graham, the president's daughter, from RE4.
The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Mission accomplished, right? I could put in a word with my dad. Have you assigned to my detail, if you're interested.
Another interesting theory is that the voice belongs to Sherry, the girl from Resident Evil 2 who became an adult in Resident Evil 6. Adding her would make a lot of sense considering her connection to Raccoon City. And yeah, the voice could match too.
The team has settled on a person of interest.
Sorry, I have my hands full here. Over here. Hurry. Thanks. Go. Now. We can go this way.
Now let's go back to the trailer and Leon's infection. There's a clear wound on Leon's neck. Later in the trailer, he's looking at photos of infected people's limbs. So, is Leon infected again? And here's the crazy part. The wound is in the exact same spot where Leon was injected with the parasite in Resident Evil 4. Coincidence? I don't think so. In one scene, we can also see Leon's UI. What's interesting is that Grace has a different UI. From earlier gameplay footage, we can see that Grace has a stamina bar, or maybe a health or condition meter. Leon, on the other hand, just has a pistol on his HUD. This clearly separates the characters. Grace will rely more on stealth and survival, with horror-focused gameplay and running away from monsters. Leon will handle the action, with shooting and combat scenes. You can see the SIG-P320 pistol, modified with an extended magazine. This confirms that weapon customization will be a thing in the game. Another important detail is the new virus called LPIS. This word appears a lot in Resident Evil 9 promo materials and documents shown in the trailer. And most importantly, the trailer says that Grace's blood somehow helps activate or release LPIS. Most likely this is a new zombie virus that mixes ideas from the mold in RE8 with classic zombies. Now let's take a quick look at Leon's evolution. The developers shared a screenshot that we can compare with Leon from older games. You can clearly see how much he has aged and also how far technology has come. Leon now even has insanely detailed hairy ears. Another legendary moment in the trailer is the Raccoon City sign. It looks like the same sign we saw in the intro near the gas station in Resident Evil 2. I wonder if we'll be able to visit that gas station. Most likely it's destroyed because in the next shot we clearly see the huge crater left after the ending of RE2, the same place Leon escaped from.
Carl
Think I want a second opinion.
Another small but cool detail is the ink ribbons you can see during Grace's gameplay. They are empty, but if you remember, ink ribbons were the main save item in classic Resident Evil games. A nice little Easter egg for old fans. We also can't ignore the updated official website, which now includes Leon in the story description. Here's what it says. A body has surfaced at an abandoned hotel in the Midwest, the latest in a mysterious string of deaths across the United States. FBI intelligence analyst Grace Ashcroft is assigned to the case, in the same place where her mother was murdered 8 years earlier. When a police officer goes missing at the hotel, veteran agent Leon S. Kennedy is also sent to the scene. As Grace and Leon's paths cross, they must face their pasts and uncover the truth behind the Raccoon City incident that changed the world forever. But will they relive the nightmare? Or finally lay the dead to rest? Now let's talk about digital and Deluxe edition references. Grace has an outfit clearly inspired by Lady Dimitrescu, which looks awesome. After the new trailer, we also learned that the Deluxe edition includes Leon's classic RE4 outfit. And honestly, this is one of those rare cases where paying a little extra for a skin feels worth it. It's legendary. Leon's official outfit is also a reference to Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. And of course, we see the good old Raccoon collectible, which was a collectible item in the RE2 remake. So yeah, that's pretty much all the Easter eggs and references I found. If you want more, I also added links to my previous breakdowns. They may not have the newest info, but they're still interesting for true fans. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about all these small but cool details? Are you excited for the new Resident Evil? Will you pre-order it or wait until release? Write your thoughts in the comments. That's it from me. Take care and see you next time. Hi everyone! I want to start this video with brand new information about Resident Evil 9 Requiem. This info appeared on the game's official website, which launched just a few days ago. But this video isn't just about that. We've got several dozen minutes of breakdowns of tiny details you might have missed. Theories, facts, clues, screenshot analysis, and much more. We'll start with the new information, move on to gameplay screenshots and leaks, take another look at the trailer, and analyze theories from those who played two 30-minute demo versions at Capcom's office in Japan. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's begin. On the official website, additional information appeared about Raccoon City, which we saw in the trailer. Here's what it says. Raccoon City, a Midwestern city in the United States and the headquarters for the former global pharmaceutical company Umbrella. In the face of the zombie outbreak in 1998, the government approved a sterilization operation, a missile strike on the city in an attempt to quickly bring the situation under control, but this was swiftly covered up. Everything is set in motion when a body, the victim of an unidentifiable disease, is discovered in an abandoned hotel. FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft is assigned to the case, but the crime scene is at the very same hotel where her mother died 8 years ago. Grace prepares to finally face the past and makes her way to the scene, but this one case leads to uncovering the hidden truth behind the outbreak in Raccoon City, the biological disaster that shook the world. Will this be the Requiem that finally lays the memories of that abhorrent disaster to rest? Along with this information, we also got a new image of Grace. She's wearing a red jacket, just like her mother did in Resident Evil Outbreak. I think that's no coincidence. It's likely a small nod to Outbreak. We talked more about that in the previous video, about the possible remake, Grace's mother, and much more. Today we'll also talk about her mother, since she might actually become our enemy in the game. But another key detail everyone's talking about is the possible appearance of Leon in the game. Some fans believe that Grace isn't even the main character. Some even think that one of the wrecked cars near the police station belongs to Leon, and that this is a small hint at his appearance in the game. Another theory floating around online is that Leon is depicted on that missing persons poster. And honestly, I don't really think so, but there is some resemblance. What's more interesting is that the voice actor who played Leon in the previous games updated his resume and added a new O2LA project currently in development. Coincidence? I don't think so. There are also rumors online that the actress who voiced Jill was seen updating her roles for an unannounced project. By the way, today we'll talk about the two demos that testers played in Japan. Supposedly, these demos featured Jill and Leon, but more on that later. And speaking of voices, in the trailer, you can clearly hear voices, but to this day fans can't identify who they belong to. Some claim they definitely hear Leon. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Let's listen and move on to breaking down the new demo and screenshots.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Out of nowhere, the embargo lifted on the demo that journalists played at Summer Game Fest. That means we just got a bunch of new gameplay screenshots and tons of juicy details from those who went hands-on. As always, I've gathered all the known information into one video, and I want to share the most interesting impressions and insights with you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. It really helps out small creators like me. I do my best to bring you exclusive details on upcoming games. Let's start with the screenshots. They show off several locations and for the first time, a third-person camera view. The game will let you switch between first and third-person perspectives on the fly. Also, there's a new Lady Dimitrescu-style villain, Maz, but more on her later. One of the more intriguing screenshots shows this mysterious monster. It's hard to make out, but it instantly reminded me of the werewolves from Resident Evil Village. You can also see how locked doors with special keys are designed, which suggests a lot of puzzle solving similar to Resident Evil 2. And interestingly, the new protagonist uses a lighter instead of a flashlight as her light source. No high-tech gear here, just a good old lighter. Another screenshot shows a monster's hand, likely the same creature we saw dropping from the ceiling in the trailer with chains hanging from its arms. We even see the same location in another screenshot without the monster, confirming that this area is where the demo takes place. Other places like the hospital wing and a creepy room with a chair also seem to be in the same setting. It all feels very hospital-like. And actually reminds me of a theory I once covered about an old closed-door Capcom event where someone claimed to have played a Jill Valentine hospital demo. If you're curious, you can check that video out here. But now let's dive into what journalists who played the demo are saying. GameSpot writes, having now played a small portion of the game, I can confirm it's both third and first person. You can switch perspectives from the pause menu at any time, unlike Village where third person was added later and required a separate save file. Capcom clearly wants Requiem to feel great in both modes, just like the RE2, 3, and 4 remakes. Cinematics are shot with third person in mind, showing protagonist Grace actively interacting with scenes, unlike Biohazard or Village, which stayed locked to first person. The demo starts with Grace Ashcroft, an FBI technical analyst and new face for the franchise, strapped upside down to a gurney. No context, no explanation.
What is this?
She eventually breaks free, and the exploration begins in what feels like a century-old medical facility. Not a hospital, but maybe a mansion's private clinic. The game emphasizes darkness, blown fuses, dead ends, and hallways you can't navigate without light. It felt most effective in first person, creating a sense of claustrophobia and dread. Grace finds a key, a lighter, and even a creepy children's book. The lighter is essential, like in Code Veronica, letting her explore pitch-black areas. Then comes the encounter, with a massive, grotesque humanoid woman with huge eyes, likely the game's equivalent of Mr. X or Lady D. She lifts you like a rag doll and tries to gnaw on your head. I had to sneak around her trying to grab a fuse and escape. While stressful, the whole section gave me déjà vu, reminded me of Village's Beneviento house. No weapons, no way to fight back, just fear and stealth. That said, despite Capcom's marketing about a bold new direction, the demo didn't show much of that. It felt familiar. Not bad, just not surprising. Even Grace's character didn't get enough time to really shine. Rock Paper Shotgun says, Requiem supports third person, but Capcom clearly prefers players use first person. You can really feel Grace's fear that way, especially when holding a flickering lighter in the pitch dark. The sanitarium area houses a terrifying hag, one of Capcom's best monster designs yet. She's as tall as Lady Dimitrescu and has to duck under doorways, but she also crawls on ceilings like a xenomorph. When she descends face first, it's like Sadako from The Ring. Up close, she's horrifying. Decaying face, oversized teeth, and the eerie energy of a deranged child who just wants to play. You'll be sprinting down hallways with her pounding footsteps behind you. You can't help but look back, and that's probably when she kills you. The closest comparison is the basement section of Donna's dollhouse in Village, but she won't insta-kill you. Still, there's no combat in this part. You'll be solving puzzles. Screwdriver in one box, fuse in another, and a lot of backtracking. As every horror fan would say, death to all janitors, and I never hid my tools like the Holy Grail. IGN's impression adds, there's been speculation about whether Grace is the true protagonist, but she stands out thanks to her vulnerability. I'm curious to learn more about her backstory, especially if she connects to the Resident Evil Outbreak games. One of the new monsters reminded me of the creature from Barbarian. Fun fact. That movie's director is working on the next Resident Evil film. This monster stalks you like Mr. Exo or Lady D, but in first person, the fear hits even harder. It felt like playing Amnesia for the first time. In third person, the tension is still there, but the fear turns more into tactical stress. Grace can only throw bottles, she's clearly not a trained fighter, and the animations reflect this. She stumbles as she runs away, adding to the panic. Director Koshi Nakanishi says Requiem stays true to survival horror, but also introduces cinematic thrills, and switching perspectives helps highlight both. First person is perfect for atmosphere and exploration. Third person makes monster chases more dynamic.
They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Visually, the game looks amazing. RE Engine is still killing it. Light and shadow are used masterfully, with lamps barely illuminating anything and shadows always keeping you on edge. So in summary, the demo was short and left a lot unanswered, but that's expected since the game was only just announced. The real big showcase will happen at Gamescom on August 22nd, where they'll let people try out a full extended demo, and even so, this early demo already gives us a much better picture of what kind of game Resident Evil Requiem is shaping up to be. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think? We all remember the many rumors about the new Resident Evil being open world, and it turns out they were true. But who would have thought we'd be exploring Raccoon City and possibly its surroundings after the explosion from Resident Evil 2 and 3? There it is, the familiar police station where Leon Kennedy arrived for his first day, and the streets around it. It looks insanely cool. But what's even more interesting is that this new game might act as a bridge to other intriguing Capcom projects, and most likely a remake of Resident Evil Outbreak. Why do I think that? Because the new protagonist is an FBI agent named Grace Ashcroft. In the trailer, it's directly stated that we'll be heading to the place where her mother was killed.
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
And for those who don't remember, Resident Evil Outbreak had a character with the same last name. Yes, that was her mother, reporter Alyssa Ashcroft, who appeared in Resident Evil Outbreak. I believe this is all leading to a remake of that game, which told the story of the early days of the Resident Evil world, right after the virus first appeared. A very interesting time period, by the way. Now back to the plot of the 9th installment. The game is officially titled Resident Evil Requiem. The developers have chosen a new lead for the series, Grace Ashcroft, an FBI agent who is sent to a mysterious hotel in Raccoon City, the same place where her mother was murdered years ago. The trailer shows scenes of Raccoon City, including the police station. This will be the franchise's first return to the city in many years. According to Capcom, Requiem will mark a new era for the franchise and is meant to truly scare players. Resident Evil Requiem is set to launch on February 27th, 2026, and we'll be getting gameplay footage before that. What we do know is that Resident Evil 9 will be playable at Gamescom. Gamescom opening night live is scheduled for August 19th, so there's a good chance we'll get a more detailed look at the game then. By that point, fans should have a much clearer idea of how Resident Evil 9 actually plays. And since the game will be available to play at the event, there's a good chance we'll also get a public demo. Just like we did with recent Resident Evil games, that demo might even contain a teaser or secret, which Capcom has done before. That would be insanely cool. There were earlier rumors that Resident Evil 9 would be open world, though this wasn't officially confirmed. Still, judging by the scale of the locations in the trailer, it looks like those rumors were true. As of now, we don't even know whether the game will be in first person like Resident Evil 7 and Village, or in third person, though third person seems more likely.
Transporting to Spencer Memorial now. RPD dispatch, this is 153. I'm trapped in North Garden with 3 civilians. West side, cafeteria, back of the kitchen. One of us is injured and immobilized. Please advise.
Now back to the story. According to the trailer, Grace's mother was murdered 8 years ago at the hotel we're heading to. But here's something interesting. In Resident Evil 7, you can find a note written by Grace's mother mentioning that around 20 tourists disappeared without a trace and that those disappearances are likely connected. The beginning of the Requiem trailer also references these missing people, suggesting a link. Also, immediately after the announcement, new insider speculations appeared online claiming that Leon Kennedy will be in the game. These speculations match previous leaks which stated that the game would feature multiple playable characters, including a female lead and a male character, likely Leon. At one point in the trailer, we even see a mysterious hooded figure, who could be anyone, but is likely a familiar character. Otherwise, why hide their identity so carefully? Alyssa Ashcroft, Grace's mother, was probably killed because she dug too deep while investigating and reporting on these disappearances. That note, by the way, is dated 2016, meaning she was still alive at that time. Resident Evil 2, for comparison, took place in 1998. So when does the game actually take place? Let's try to figure it out. The note from Resident Evil 7 is dated 2016. The events of Resident Evil 7 and Village span 2017 to 2021. To maintain a consistent timeline and show the consequences of those events, the developers moved Requiem a few years forward, to 2027. In the story, Grace's mother was killed 8 years ago, around 2019. That timeline makes sense and fits neatly into the broader Resident Evil narrative without conflicting with previous events. It's safe to assume that the game takes place in 2027. More than 30 years have passed since the Raccoon City explosion, which explains why the city looks so forgotten and abandoned.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
This means that Resident Evil 9 will be the most modern chapter in the franchise so far. And if older characters do return, they'll likely be quite a bit older. Let's not forget that Leon was at least 25 in 1998, so by 2027 he will be pushing 50. In a brief shot in the trailer, we seem to get a third-person view of Grace walking down a corridor in a red jacket, just like in the key art. This could be a hint at third-person gameplay and a visual reference to her mother's outfit. In another scene, we see a man being suffocated with a plastic bag. It appears to be the same hooded figure. This implies he's not a zombie, but rather a conscious human, maybe infected, but clearly still self-aware. That corridor also strongly resembles the Raccoon City police station from Resident Evil 2. Most likely, we'll be seeing a lot of flashbacks and of course the first look at the monsters. It's clear that this will be a very dark and intense installment. We'll get a better idea of what the game is really about in August when gameplay is revealed. To wrap up, the story takes place in 2027 when Grace is sent to investigate a series of mysterious deaths at the same hotel where her mother died 8 years earlier. The hotel is located in a city near what used to be Raccoon City, destroyed by a nuclear strike after the T-virus outbreak. The trailer shows gloomy corridors reminiscent of the Spencer Mansion and the ruined RPD building, adding psychological horror and classic Resident Evil atmosphere. Grace must confront personal demons and uncover the truth about her past and her mother's death. One thing is clear, this 9th installment might bring together many of the stories we've been told before, but what do you think? Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments.
Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Coming.
After the official announcement of Resident Evil 9, I decided to revisit the old rumors and theories we've been discussing over the past year, and as it turns out, one of the most interesting theories now seems very plausible. Leon is the villain in the game, but don't rush to turn off the video, I'm going to explain why. As we know, playtesters played 2 demo versions about 6 months ago, one featured Jill Valentine and the other Leon. Now, I believe those demos are actually the game's prologue. They perfectly match what we were shown. Let's start with Grace's flashbacks.
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
In them we see a hooded figure. Clearly this isn't your typical zombie. There's a shot where he deliberately strangles someone. If we look closely at his face, we can clearly see the facial structure is very similar to Leon's. And that brings us back to the leaks we've been talking about over the last year. That information came from a tester who played both demos at Capcom's Japan office. He said the game takes place 4 years after the events of Resident Evil Village, which aligns with the trailer. The tester also claimed that Leon Kennedy and Jill Valentine traveled to a location where Eveline from Resident Evil 7 was created. According to him, a new company is developing clones of Eveline, essentially creating new bioweapons using the mold from RE8. Again, if we look at the trailer, it begins by saying people continue to disappear. Coincidence? I don't think so. Maybe people are being turned into these new bioweapons. Now for the most interesting part, the tester said both Leon and Jill get infected by the mold and suffer from hallucinations throughout the game, hearing Eveline's voice. Let's think back to that hooded figure. Could that be an infected Leon? And let's not forget how the villagers looked in RE8. The resemblance is definitely there. The tester also mentioned that in Leon's demo, he was hunted by a mysterious creature. In Jill's demo, she was stalked by a humanoid goat-like being. Let's get to how Leon is captured in the demo. So according to the tester, the game includes a forest, hospital, lab, temple, and some residential building, possibly the Hotel Grace visits. The description matches. The tester also said the main villain is a man named Mr. Simon, who runs a bioweapons facility on an island. Now think back to that mysterious man in the trailer. Clearly a major boss.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Tester said Leon and Jill are the main playable characters, while Chris Redfield and Barry Burton assist remotely via radio. That actually makes a lot of sense, especially since the trailer shows the Raccoon City Police Department a central location for both Leon and Jill. It would be strange to feature that location without those characters. Interestingly, the tester noted that Leon looked older in the demo, with stubble and a worn-out appearance. The trailer confirms that RE9 is set in 2027, which lines up with Leon being almost 50 years old. Another match. What's more, the insider said the game would be announced before May 2025, and he was almost right. The official reveal happened in June, just 1 month later. Back to the Leon demo description. Leon appeared on a beach at night. He was on Simon's Island. He then made his way into a dense forest near Simon's lab searching for it. In the woods, he encountered axe-wielding zombies resembling the villagers from RE4. Eventually, Leon was chased by a woman who turned into a swarm of flies and summoned dog-like creatures to hunt him. He also stumbled upon people praying to the moon. The player described it as a terrifying escape sequence with unkillable enemies. Jill's demo took place in a hospital on the same island, so it's safe to assume both characters went there to find Simon. Jill was hunted by a giant goat-man hybrid. The hospital had new mold-infected zombies, and Jill's goal was to find an antidote. The hospital was a large location full of puzzles, secrets, and a stalking goat creature who couldn't be killed and would spy on Jill. There were many moon symbols on the walls, and remember, in Leon's demo, zombies were shown worshipping the moon. So putting all this together, we can theorize that Leon and Jill arrived on the island, Leon got infected by Simon's new mold strain, and Jill went to the hospital to find a cure. But since both face unkillable enemies, there's a chance they're eventually captured and may become antagonists later in the game. That hooded figure might be proof of that. Why hide his face so much unless it's someone familiar? Could it be Leon? What do you think? Leave a comment below. Also, the mysterious villain is clearly involved in kidnappings as shown in the trailer with the line, "Then we see Grace Ashcroft being captured." Coincidence? I don't think so. Another possibility is that Leon came to rescue Grace and ended up being captured himself. There are lots of ways this could play out. Now let's talk about another interesting point, Alyssa Ashcroft. She was a character in Resident Evil Outbreak and is confirmed to be the mother of Grace, the new protagonist. Alyssa was a journalist, and we even found her notes in Resident Evil 7, as discussed in yesterday's video. But there's an intriguing fan theory going around. The zombie shown at the end of the trailer might actually be Alyssa Ashcroft. Why? Well, first, the zombie has long blonde hair, a narrow jaw, and seems to be wearing red tones, very similar to Alyssa's concept art. If true, that would set up an incredible boss fight. Mother versus daughter. We also hear chains when the zombie appears. Doesn't that remind you of Lisa Trevor from RE1? She was also chained and was one of the game's bosses. If you look closely at the monster shown in the corridor, you can clearly see chains on its arms. Could Grace's mother become one of the monsters stalking us throughout the game? That would be terrifying. Yes, a lot of this video is based on theory, but there's a certain logic to it. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read them.
Sir.
Grace! Grace! Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now, I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Grace.
What is this?
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Stay away from that!
Hey everyone, what's up? This is Puzzle, and we finally got our first real look at Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 9 Requiem. And honestly, this is insane. Let's jump straight into a trailer breakdown. This will be a quick overview for now. We'll go deeper later. But even now, there are a lot of cool details to talk about. Let's go straight to the end of the trailer and look at this creepy face.
Think I want a second opinion.
things get really intense. We find out this guy is holding a chainsaw, which is a clear reference to Resident Evil 4 and the famous chainsaw enemy. Then we see Leon Kennedy. He looks a bit older, but not as old as he looked in the leaks. If you look closely, there's a strange wound on his neck. It looks like an infection, maybe a bite, or some kind of health problem. The next scene is amazing. One of the zombies is swinging a chainsaw, objects are flying everywhere, things are breaking and falling. The physics look really good here. Then Leon starts shooting zombies, uses his classic spin kick from RE4, takes the chainsaw from a zombie, and finishes off the enemies. Finishers are back. Even with a pistol, there's a lot of blood and gore in this game. You can already see brains flying everywhere. But here's the big thing. Leon is not the only playable character. The game has two characters, Leon and Grace. Grace will be used in calmer moments, stealth, sneaking around, puzzles, and exploration.
Me? Never.
Leon will handle the action parts, boss fights, chases, and combat. Overall, the game feels very similar to Resident Evil 4 Remake. Grace is a lot like the President's daughter from RE4, and Leon is, well, Leon. Another cool detail not everyone noticed, Leon now has a folding axe. He can use it to brutally finish enemies. Again, lots of blood, gore, and effects.
Grace! Grace!
We also see infection on a zombie's arm, and if you remember the mark on Leon's neck, it really feels like Leon himself might be infected or changing somehow. Another important detail is the car. We see it in many scenes. Driving through the city, through rural areas, near crime scenes. Leon uses this car all the time. This pretty much confirms old leaks from about a year ago. Back then, it was said the game would have an open or semi-open world. There was also talk about two playable characters. Early testers said they played as Leon and Jill Valentine. Jill was in a hospital, and Leon was moving through forests to save her. Looking at this trailer, everything matches, except Jill is replaced by Grace. So the leaks were probably real, and the testers just mixed up the character.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others? And it's not post-mortem lividity.
We also get a good look at Victor Gideon, the man who kidnapped Grace. We don't know why he wants her yet. He talks to her, then later hunts her through a building. He has a huge scar on his neck and cracked skin. At one point, someone calls him Doctor. Later, Leon has an old photo of this doctor, and he already looked disturbing back then.
Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
You there, Leon?
We also see great rainy street scenes, police, a train, and strong weather effects. In one scene, a character spits out teeth, probably the same cop who turned into a zombie in an earlier trailer. Leon is clearly hunting this doctor and trying to find Grace. Leon now wears black gloves and a black jacket with black fur. The white fur is gone. He also has a kind of base or HQ with documents, zombie photos, and a big map. We don't know if the world is fully open, but the map and the car are a very good sign.
Oh, not this way, not this way, not this way.
One of the best moments is when Leon finally meets Grace and kills the monster that was chasing her earlier. And of course, the legendary shot. Welcome to Raccoon City, home of Umbrella. I'm not sure if this is the same sign from RE2 or not. If you remember, let me know in the comments, but one thing is clear, we are going back to Raccoon City. At the end, we see a huge crater with a city around it. That city is most likely Raccoon City.
Hey, over here. FBI, what are you doing here? Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
This also matches old leaks about a volcano, which might have actually been this crater. If all of this is true, we're getting a massive area with the city, forest, and nearby locations. That's huge for lore and Easter eggs. This trailer gave us a ton of information, and even my video from yesterday about Leon leaks turned out to be right. I'll rewatch this trailer in 4K, frame by frame, second by second, and we'll come back with a deeper breakdown, so subscribe if you haven't already. For now, I'll leave you with some gameplay. Resident Evil is back, and it's coming in about 2.5 months.
Hello?
It hasn't been easy. But after much effort, here we finally are.
Who are you?
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others? And it's not post-mortem lividity. Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the 5th body was found.
Through you, Elpis can finally be set free.
The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Grace! Grace!
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. I'll send you the address.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
You there, Leon?
Yeah. Hey, over here. FBI. What are you doing here?
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.
I think I want a second opinion.
He's dead. Infected. What is this? Hey! Help! You gotta stay calm. You gotta stay cool, come on. Sing. Sing, Grace, sing. Oh, yes.
What the hell was that thing? Oh my god. Oh, not this way, not this way, not this way. Oh, not this way, not this way, not this way. What the hell was that thing? Oh. Oh my god. Not this way, not this way, not this way.
Anne,
Hi, Mom.
you have been on that thing all day.
Well, if you're gonna work so late.
Get some sleep, eh?
I'm almost done, just a sec.
It's really coming down hard.
Mom, phone. Mom.
It's right beside you.
Hello?
Miss Ashcroft?
Yes.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me.
Rude.
What the?
They're coming. Grace, we need to go.
Go where? Mom, what's going on?
Hurry.
Wait, who's coming? What's wrong?
Shh. We need to keep our voices down.
This is ridiculous.
Come on.
Tell me what's going on.
Now is not the time.
that? Oh, I'm so sorry about the power outage.
What happened?
It's really no excuse, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I should have it fixed soon. I just need to find my...
Come on in here, Grace. Grace, look at me. Grab my hands. Okay, look at me. Look at me. In and out. Breathe in and out. Oh, Grace. I promise you, I will explain this all to you one of these days. Grace. Please know that you are my hope. Never forget that.
What are you talking about?
Just... I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Mom, I'm scared.
No. We need to find a way out of here now.
But we don't have any of our stuff.
We can come back for it later, Grace.
Grace! Grace! Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now, I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Grace.
What is this? Hey!
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Stay away from that!
バイオハザードレクイエムはシリーズ第9作に該当する最新作で、来年2月27日の発売に向けて最適化を進めているところです。 RTX5090 をはじめとする最新 GPU を使用すると、統計的なシミュレーションで光の経路を描写するパストレーシング機能を体験できます。レイトレーシング以上にリアルでより写実的なグラフィックスを実現し、没入感を高めます。バイオハザードシリーズにとって光と闇というのは大切なグラフィック表現になります。廊下で不規則に光る明かり、暗闇にほのかに光る赤いランプ、先を照らすライターの火など、恐怖体験には欠かせない表現になります。光の表現以外にも、複数の光源から生成される多重の影や反射や屈折、透過によって生み出される複雑で繊細な表現を実現したガラスなども、よりリアルな表現になることはバイオハザードシリーズにとっては大きい飛躍となりました。これも DLSS4 のレイ再構築技術によるものだと考えています。バイオハザードシリーズの第1作の発売から約30年、テクノロジーが進化し、ゲームの表現も進歩し続けてきました。シリーズが持つ核は保ちつつも、表現の幅が広がったことで、作品ごとにバラエティあふれる体験をお届けできたのだと思います。バストレーシングによる体験の向上はもちろんのこと、NVIDIA さんとのパートナーシップによりカジュアルなスペックの PC も含めた幅広い PC への最適化を進めていますので、楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います。